So I'm out here waiting, probably stroll around for a little bit before I have to check into the hostel. And one of the things I wanted to make this video on is seems a lot of hateful people, same thing like the US, towards me, and very unwelcoming, and they're bringing up a lot of personal information, and I feel sort of beaten and conditioned to surrender information. I feel sort of desperate to just let somebody know about what's going on, and I'm not getting very much luck. They're bringing up a lot of information, doing the same thing, that I have to become a DJ or something, and they keep wearing headphones around me, and they keep doing these things referring to Richard Martinez, whose brother kicked in my door, who I talked about was at that GED class. And most of these people, it seems like, I don't know who it is, or maybe it's just the front offices, but it seems like they know, are watching these videos, and they're just in a riot against me, like I'm a public enemy. I can only imagine, it gets the feeling of what it is to be a Jew. You get hated and bashed and disrespected, and this is all in the efforts of Ken Cooper and Sarah Cooper. Like, they had like a nun walk by me, like walk really fast, sort of like charging at me, and they're using their religious belief for their own personal agendas or their own personal intentions toward what my life's supposed to be. And it's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. It's like a public enemy, very much so. I don't know what they tell these people about me, but they're setting up perimeters in the areas, like they're having somebody pose themselves as Richard Martinez, they have somebody else pose themselves as Ken Cooper, they have somebody else. Like when I went to the haunted house, this person told me said that they were a Satanist. And I didn't say anything. I'm not, too much, other than that's probably not a good thing. But, this person was a transgender and was working at a haunted house. And I was like, I don't feel like this person should probably, this person's felt like they were trying to like sacrifice themselves or do something sick to me, in order to be able to get away with what religion and how I worship and what version I believe in, and to excuse Kenneth. It's kind of creepy. I would say creepy is just, I don't know who's playing these games, but they were using these electronic devices on me. Why, I went there the first time, like 5 o'clock, and I was like, I wanted to purchase a ticket, and it was very misleading toward information, and it was sort of playing me stupid. And then they shot this electronic device, and I talked about, like, they do this several times to several people, where I sort of just, like I had trouble talking, and I was trying to communicate, and I could not talk. I was trying to pronounce words and make a sentence, and I kept on stuttering, and I could feel that they were shooting an electronic device in my brain, preventing me from talking. And I'm like, I'm just trying to buy a ticket in the downtown area of Krakow, and enjoy, get the whole experience here, or whatever they have to offer here. And they were using this electronic devices where I'm just staring into the eyes of this hazel eye, or this individual that seemed to be playing as a joke. And because I asked him, I said, what's that necklace you have? He goes, oh, it's a Satanist marking. I don't know, maybe they're cleaning up other people's lives, and someone came in and gave them flowers. It was fucking weird. But I find it very creepy to the idea that they're using the electronic devices and having somebody do that. What associations do you have in any right to tell me who God is? And there's all these religions, and there's millions of people all over throughout this city. I don't think you have the right to be doing this to me. But like I said, President Barack Obama is doing this. And they were shooting these electronic devices while I was speaking, just waiting for the entrance. But it's very disturbing, very unwelcoming. They've stolen a lot of my money before I even got here. It's hard to explain how they make me spend money because they have control over all my bank accounts, all the purchases I make. So when I'm making a purchase or something like that, I end up spending more money because they shoot these electronic devices, and I know it's crazy, but to encourage me to spend money, and I'm sort of running out of money so that I can pay for my food and just hotels, because I don't buy gifts, souvenirs, none of that. Just food and hostel, and just just take a look at all the scenery and exhibits that sort of they have. But yeah, you get the feel of what it would have been for these people running throughout these cities for their lives in terror, where you have a group of people just bashing you, hating you. And like, I went to this mojito, and the lady starts raising her voice at me at the last hostel. At this last hostel that I was at, it was very unorganized, very poor put together. They really just had a bunch of people inside the dorm. They were speaking at 6 o'clock in the morning over the phone, disturbing me. And they were from like Pakistan or something, like a Dagestan or something like that. But it's very bothersome because I always wanted a new career. I am going to get a new career, and I don't want to be in the entertainment field. But these people are just training me in this effort and riot to do so, and to think so, and to believe so. And they use every confining tactic they can around me to do so. They use their religious beliefs. I mean, I'm not even sure if these people understand the whole story, other than they just know I'm an enemy or something. I don't know, maybe you just don't see a lot of Mexican people in this area, but there's nothing, but they're making my feet itch. I don't know what they're shooting. I think they're shooting some sort of things underneath my feet. It keeps itching. They have people posing as like Michaela, and then they'll say things up at the front. I don't think anybody should have the right to be able to do this. If I choose, just because I choose a different career, you have no right to be bashing me. They keep making excuses in these tactics because they're so detailed and paying attention to what I'm saying, what I'm doing on these videos, that they just, like, they beat me with these electronic devices so that I don't believe and say anything else. I don't think that anybody has the right to do that, even if home makeovers is involved. Went to this haunted house, and when I went to this haunted house, it simulates the reason I went to this haunted house, right? Because I went going to the Holocaust Auschwitz Museum, sort of get an idea of what maybe soldiers sort of have to deal with, and sort of maybe what it would have been like a little bit. And it was a pretty tough haunted house, but a lot of moving, a lot of physical contact that the people were doing. In fact, one of the guys that looked like Barack Obama he had these laser beams, and I don't know if they show you all the cameras of what was going on there, but he was like bumping into me, and he like grabbed my throat like that, and I hit his hand. I was like, wait a minute, and I kind of stood like, wait, is this, what the fuck is this? I thought this was supposed to be entertainment. And and they threw me in this cage, and my head ran into the fucking metal bars. And I'm not sure exactly what's the authority of Barack Obama giving these people, for physical contact. But I'm not trying to get in any kind of really trouble here. But it's very discriminating. I mean, you can just tell that the eyes and the behavior and the looks of these people. Like when you put Ken Cooper, white supremacy, into the picture, that's who their mascot is. They don't see me as anything other than an immigrant, sort of an outcast. It's not the actual best of things. And they keep putting these headphones all over the place, and they keep insinuating like 50 Cent is involved, because that's the only person I can think of, Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, to have these headphones that do these DJ record deals. And so they do this to train me and to do very consistently of doing this when I don't want to be around that. Like, I don't go to record stores. They don't want to allow me to choose comfortably a new career, or just a new career. They don't want to let me. So they confine me, and they beat me with these electronic devices to believe something else, because they know I'm rejecting of what they're telling me to do. And I don't even know how the straight women and the straight men have it here. Like, who owns the shops? I don't know if they get discriminated here too. They're all feeling sorry for Richard Martinez and Classic Soul, and I don't really think very many people think other than I'm just entertainment, just to be a public enemy and be bashed at. They're using these electronic devices while I was sleeping, the same way they were using them all the other places, making my muscle tissue twitch, my limbs start moving, and they shoot these electronic devices that make the muscle tissues spasm, and I start moving my hands and clenching, or my shoulders or my arms, and I'm asleep, and I know that they're shooting them, and the other people around me are knowing what's going on. But, it's very discriminating. Very discriminating. This whole idea. I'm thinking nobody should have the right to be doing this to me. The church, or using Satanism with electronic devices and practicing that in front of me. I had the conversation with the person, and they seemed kind of like they hated the world. But in this particular situation, when this person is posing themselves like Kenneth and trying to sacrifice themselves to give the trophies to this LGBT community, is frightening, because they're like suicidal. They're like suicidal to pass the baton to their own breed, like to their own species of human being. It's very hateful, very discriminating.